Looking for me till let's go. Take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
All right, y'all, this is my quick episode 11 preview video. Let's talk about the bigger picture. Okay, y'all, so as predicted previously, as discussed, this will be the Black Lives Matter episode in which they have a huge conversation around social justice. Tragedy has struck and it hits close to home for Olivia. We don't know specifically how it hits close to home with Olivia. There's been speculations, like I know some of you guys have put comments up about it may have been one of her dance girls. In the trailer, you actually see Olivia and Kia standing next to each other at a visual holding a flower or a memorial for someone who has lost their life. And if you missed it, I did do an episode 11 synopsis breakdown where I talk a little bit more around what I think the conversation will be in reference to this episode. So it'll be linked in the cards above in the description box down below. If you haven't seen that, you can go ahead and check that out after this video to give you a little bit more context. But I don't know specifically, like I don't even want to make a prediction. Well, actually I will make a predictions in my predictions video, but right now I don't want to really make a prediction in reference to who this actually is. It's tragic for it to be anyone, and I'm actually glad that All American is incorporating this into their season. They tend to do a great job of that. Like each season we have gotten at least one, maybe two social justice or culture moving equal rights conversations, and I think that it's really great that they use their platform in this way to really push the dialogue around social justice and what we're going through right now and what we've been going through for years. I know this is something that's really, really close to the showrunner's heart. NK, she literally tweets a lot about a lot of the things that are happening in the social justice landscape. So we always know that we're going to get something in reference to these types of conversations, and I'm just glad we're going to get it. I'm also glad that they're also integrating this back into Olivia's storyline. I thought that, you know, having her go down the activism route and her awakening and trying to pop her Beverly Hills bubble was such a beautiful thing for her to do last season, and to kind of like be trapped in the first half of this season in, you know, the things that triggered her for her addiction, her not really handling her addiction well, and then struggling with her relationship with Spencer. I think that her activism has kind of fallen by the wayside, and I'm excited to see in this episode her to get back into that and to get like a confirmation that this is something that's important to her. This is something that's actually evolving and being, you know, embedded into her personality, and we do know Liv in this way. I've made this statement a few times, but I feel like the Liv that we've gotten this season is like almost a new Liv, and a lot of the things that we thought that mattered so much to her didn't necessarily appear in this season. And I think that now we're starting to see more of those things appear as they also start to peel back the layers and give us the reasons that led to her relapse and what's going on with her mentally. So I definitely can see the rest of this season playing out of like going deeper into Olivia's mind and actually giving us a little bit of perspective, allowing us to get to know her better and finally giving us her point of view. And it's going to start with this episode and really diving into how she feels about social justice, how she feels about activism, how she feels about the movement or the furthering of Black people, and her having a dialogue around that. Like I said, I'm excited to see it. I wonder if we're gonna get Liv the Truth back. Like, are we gonna get this podcast back or no? Another major point in this episode is Spencer around recruiting, and I think that the trailer is a little bit misleading, because in the trailer you hear Spencer say, all I want to do is play football, but you also hear Coach Baker say, you've been talking about recruiting all season. I don't think that right now the recruiting thing is the issue. Like, I think, like I mentioned in my episode 10 breakdown video, the offers are back on the table. There are 8 teams that are interested in him. 8 teams came to look at him that, you know, are going to be visiting him. In this episode, we're going to see interaction with one recruiter in particularly, and this recruiter makes a comment about not letting social justice get in the way of his football future. And I think that that is what the dialogue is going to be. It's not about his ability or if he can't get the scholarship. I think that there's going to be a conversation around athletes and using their platform and using, you know, the eyes that are on them to speak about something more than what's happening on the field, because Spencer does get involved with what's going on. We can see in this episode that pretty much every character, every main character gets involved with what's going on, except for maybe Jordan. Every main character is involved or impacted by the loss of this life, and we see them at the memorial at different points. Like, we actually even see Layla supporting Coop while Coop's on stage, and I don't know what Coop's talking about. Supporting black women, yes, great job, but you know, I got my eye on Coop because she be tripping. So we see everyone impacted by this, and I think Spencer just decides to jump in and really get involved, and then the recruiter might see this and he's turned off by it. Like, he wants a player that's just going to play, shut up, and get on the field. And I think that this is going to be a call to what we saw play out with like Colin Kaepernick, and I think that that's going to be a really, really interesting twist of things to see, especially for like these kids. Like, you can't be out here silencing these kids. Like, they are honing their voice, stepping into themselves, learning themselves, and if they want to speak out about some stuff that's some BS, then they need to be able to speak out about some stuff that's some BS. He can still catch a football. So, sir, you better come correct, because you will get gathered. In my episode synopsis video, it also breaks down that Coop is going to inspire Layla because she does something selfless. And child, I'm not even going to get, I'm going to wait to my prediction video to guess what that is and put a little bit of thought into that, because if you watch my episode 10 breakdown, you know I am still not feeling Coop, child. Still. And again, it's so wonderful to see Olivia and Kia together in the trailer. I'm so, like, I just need Olivia to be surrounded by real ones. Woo! Because Spencer can't do it alone, child. Spencer can't do it alone. I am so happy to see Kia and Olivia connecting in this trailer. Unfortunately, it's under this pretenses of this like negative thing that has happened, this loss of life, but I am excited for any amount of time that Olivia can spend outside of Beverly Hills and with some real people that are going to really ground her. And child, the synopsis also talks about Grace seeing something different in Principal Carter. Maybe he makes a stand in reference to this loss of life as well, and then maybe she sees that he's not as much of an asshole as he portrays, even though he is very much so an asshole, and I don't want to see them together. So I really wish they stop pushing this agenda, because Grace deserves better than Principal Asshole. And that's that on that. But y'all, like I said, I wanted to keep it brief. So that is my episode 11 preview. Tell me what you think is going to happen in the next episode. Drop all your comments, theories, and questions in the comment section down below. If you're new here, I'm Erica Vane, and I post new All-American videos every day, sometimes twice a day, and you should really join the tribe by hitting subscribe. I promise you're going to love it here. We have the best All-American community on the internet, period. If you missed any of my videos, you can check out my All-American playlist right here. I just posted my episode 10 breakdown and get into that. I go into depth, honey. And if you're looking for a new series to watch, I have 2 suggestions for you right here. See you in my next video. Bye.